Kia ora, a cold start today across many parts of New Zealand, especially those inland parts of the South Island, all thanks to a cold southerly that fed right across us as we went through the day yesterday. And it's still just about hanging on across those first parts of the morning. You can see on this satellite picture the cloud wrapping up around here. That's that southerly pushing across, and the yellow colours there showing those showers still running on towards those eastern sides of the both islands, and we have got one or two rumbles of thunder and even some hail in amongst those as well. Head along to the Met forecast for forecast this afternoon. As we go through in towards this afternoon, we are going to keep hold of some pretty strong winds around those eastern coasts, especially for the likes of, say, the Marlborough coast in towards Wellington, up towards the Wairarapa, and even up towards parts of Hawke's Bay as well. Some stronger winds to watch out for through there. Head further towards the west. Generally, the weather seems much better, brighter, still on the cool side, and a cold night as we head through in towards the early hours of Thursday morning. But generally, the cloudier weather and a few showers will stick towards this eastern side, and do watch out for those stronger winds. Speaking of which, you can see them quite nicely here with that low pressure moving out towards the Chatham Islands, the winds wrapping around that and still pretty strong as we head through towards Thursday as well, especially around those classic spots, Wellington, Wairarapa coast, and up in towards parts of Hawke's Bay as well. So there are in fact some severe weather watches for those stronger winds in those areas, really from now right the way through until the afternoon on Thursday, 6 p.m. for the likes of, say, the Marlborough coast and around the Sounds, up in towards Wellington. And those southern parts of the Wairarapa coast, we could find the gusts still up to around about 100 kilometres an hour in the most exposed areas. Similarly, for the likes of, say, those southern coasts of Hawke's Bay, south of about Napier, we should find the strong wind watch runs through to about 3 o'clock on Thursday. And similarly for the likes of the Mahia Peninsula, we have got those strong southwesterly winds, perhaps even reaching gale or even severe gale in the most exposed areas. So do keep that in mind as we head in towards Thursday. But starting off up in those far northern parts of the country, a fine looking day weather-wise. We're going to find there's plenty of dry, bright and sunny conditions from the likes of, say, Northern down through Auckland and towards the Bay of Plenty. It will be another cold start today. Perhaps some of the places up in the far north will see a really cold morning for the likes of, say, Kerikeri and down towards Auckland. A particularly noticeable cold morning for you guys, and even in towards those central parts of the North Island, a chilly old start. You can see we've still got this ribbon of stronger winds around the likes of, say, Mahia, bringing a touch more cloud on towards that eastern coast, but most spots should stay dry through the morning time, and through the afternoon those winds hopefully starting just to ease away from the most exposed parts of that Hawke's Bay coast. But elsewhere, generally it's fine, dry and settled. Good spells of sunshine. Again, overnight temperatures on the cool side, not quite as cold as we've seen recently, but still down to around about 4 degrees Celsius there for, like to say, Taupo, and 5 or so for Hamilton and across towards Rotorua. Down across those southern parts of the North Island, with that low pressure out towards the east, it's going to drive these strong winds in towards us. So for Wellington and particularly around that Wairarapa coast, we're going to find those strong southerly winds, even gale force in the most exposed areas, and gusts perhaps up to 100 kilometres an hour as we go through in towards the afternoon on Thursday. And it's going to make it feel colder as well and drive a few showers in towards, like to say, Wellington, and more especially around the Wairarapa. To the other side, out towards, like to say, the Kapiti coast, up in towards Horowhenua, it's not out of the question we'll catch an isolated shower, but I think generally drier on that side of the island with some decent spells of sunshine, just areas of cloud to watch out for. As we head through the afternoon, not great change. I think we will find the winds easing off from Wellington just through the afternoon, but out towards, I like to say, the Wairarapa, we'll keep hold of those stronger winds just until around about 6 o'clock or so. You can see really skirting around the coast more than anything else. Head a bit further inland, like some Masterton, we'll keep the cloud and there's still that risk of some showers, but hopefully the wind's not as strong as we'll find out towards, like to say, Castle Point and around the Wairarapa coast. Elsewhere, generally looking like a fine day out towards New Plymouth. Fine, dry and sunny, just a touch more cloud down towards the likes of Palmerston North, and the chance of a shower, especially through that first part of the day. Heading down towards the South Island, other than the Kaikoura coast, which is going to keep hold of those strong winds and a touch more cloud, generally looking good for Marlborough out towards Nelson and down that western coast. Plenty of dry, fine and sunny conditions. Again, those clear skies at night will mean it's a chilly start today first thing, but temperatures rising quite nicely, back up to around about 18 degrees Celsius there for the likes of, say, Nelson, 19 across in Blenheim. A fine looking afternoon. We'll keep hold of those stronger winds. That watch, remember, extends right the way through to around about 3 o'clock for the likes of, 6 o'clock for the likes of, say, Kaikoura and up towards the Sounds, but we'll find it's plenty of dry weather out towards Blenheim and some sunshine right the way down in towards that western coast. A fine story through there. Down in towards the likes of the eastern side, so through Canterbury in towards Otago, we'll keep more cloud. Again, you can see we've got those stronger winds around the likes of Banks Peninsula, but head down towards Dunedin. I think there'll be some nice bright spells, some sunshine. A cold and frosty start through many spots of central Otago and those inland parts of Southland. Temperatures just down towards or even just below freezing in some spots, but I think it will be a chilly start, but a fine looking day. Plenty of sunshine through, like I say, Queenstown, even across in towards the fjords as well. Fine weather there right the way through in towards the afternoon. Even on the coast, I think the cloud will break up and there'll be some decent spells of sunshine before some more patchy cloud returns as we head through towards the afternoon on Thursday. Nighttime temperatures still on the cool side, especially inland. I think closer towards the coast, not as cold, but I think will be another cold night through in towards Friday morning. Now, during Friday, this low pressure continues to move down towards the Chatham Islands. Watch out for some stronger winds through there. But you can see it generally eases across that eastern side, so an improving story there. But you can see the next weather comes in from the west. That means a bit of a change in our situation with the wetter weather and the cloudier skies on the western side of the islands, particularly that western side of the south island. More cloud up towards the western side of the north island, but generally a drier story. And some brighter weather and some sunshine returns out towards the east. That's it from me. There's more at metservice.com.